You've been running all day between errands, emails, deadlines. By the time you sit down, you're too tired to think about doing something creative. Sound familiar? Here's the thing, you don't need more hours in the day. You need to rest. Rest isn't something that you leave up to chance. Rest is the foundation of your creativity. I am Renata McElvany, a creativity coach for neurodivergent and multi-passionate women of color with over 10 years of experience in the creative industry and a lifetime creating art for self-care. And in this show, we explore creativity not just as a hobby, but as a tool for self-discovery, healing, joy, and everything in between. So grab your favorite drink, get cozy, and let's dive in. Let's be real. Modern life is a lot. Most of us are juggling a bunch of different responsibilities between family, work, friendships, maintaining a clean household, running a business, or moving our career forward. It's no wonder that by the end of the day, we are exhausted. And when you finally sit down with a little sliver of time for yourself, the thought of doing something creative feels nearly impossible. You tell yourself, I should just be stronger, I should just push through, and then I can earn my rest. But the truth is that following this cycle is only going to leave you feeling perpetually behind and never feeling good enough. It makes creativity feel like it's another demand instead of something to look forward to, something that feels nurturing and energizing. If this sounds familiar, I want to let you know that you are not alone. This is actually really familiar, really common across the board with women because we have been taught to internalize that taking time for ourselves, taking breaks means that we are lazy, that we are selfish. But that just isn't true. So let's talk about it. Here's what's really happening. We live in a culture where we are obsessed with work. We are constantly grinding, hustling, working harder. We learn to earn our self-worth through our productivity. And what's worse, rest is framed as something that you earn and only after you've done enough. But creativity just doesn't work that way. Creativity doesn't flourish under exhaustion. It needs space, your energy, your presence to flourish. For example, imagine you're holding a paintbrush that is bone dry and you're pressing hard on the paper. No matter how hard you press, nothing is gonna come out. This is exactly what it's like to force yourself to create when you've been exhausted, when you haven't had time to rest. Rest is what fills your paintbrush with paint again. Without it, you can't bring your ideas to life. So the real root cause why you're so tired that you can't create is not because you're not motivated, disciplined, or talented enough. You're actually running on empty, and you've been told that rest is optional, but rest is not optional. It's essential. So how do we begin to shift this? Well, it starts by redefining what rest is. Rest isn't and shouldn't be treated like a prize that you get once the hustle is over. It's actually the foundation that lets you show up fully in your life and in your creativity. Rest is not about doing more. We are not resting so that we can produce more. We are resting to live a balanced life, a life where we have room for work, for play, for restoration, a life where you're not just a production machine, but you're actually just a human being who's allowed to exist. And here's the thing, rest doesn't mean you have to be in bed all day or have a full spa day. It can be tiny, everyday practices that remind you to tune in, to slow down, and to make time for your restoration. Here are some ideas of things that you can try. The first is mini breaks. And what this can look like is taking 5 minutes to take a deep breath, to stretch, to step outside, to close your eyes and just pause. Just notice, how are you feeling? What's coming up? You'll be amazed at how refreshing and soothing it is to give yourself a few intentional minutes every day. Another idea is to have restful play. And this is about doing something creative without the pressure. This can look like doodling in the margins of your notebook, coloring a page, tearing some paper, and creating a collage. The goal isn't to create a masterpiece. The goal is to have small, low pressure moments where you can have fun. The third idea is to have creative breaks. And what this can look like is that instead of scrolling on your phone, is that you go outside and you pay attention to the plants in your neighborhood. Or you write down a really cool quote that really inspired you into your journal. Or maybe it's organizing your books by color. The point is to invite creative energy into your day and give your brain, your mind a break and a breath of fresh air. The important thing is to start small. You don't need the perfect schedule or big chunks of time. Even 5 minutes of rest can shift your energy and open the door to your creativity. So here's what I want you to remember. Rest is not this thing that you get. It's not this prize that you earn once you've done enough. Rest is the foundation of a creative life. You don't have to wait until your life is perfectly in order to make time for yourself and to make art. Start today, give yourself a small moment of rest, however small, and notice just how much it shifts your mood, your energy, your creativity. Because when you choose rest, you're not stepping away from your creativity, you're stepping into it. That's it for this episode. Now, I want to hear from you. How do you like to recharge? How do you like to fill your cup? Please drop your answers in the comments below if you are watching on YouTube. Also, if this resonated, please like and subscribe. And if you're craving more creative nourishment, reflections, prompts, sign up for my newsletter. This is where I share more personal stories and any upcoming offerings. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram. This is where I share behind the scenes content. All the links are in the show's description. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. Until then, stay creative. Bye.